Hello? Is it starting now? Okay, hello, I'm Ginger Summit. I am currently the mayor of Los Altos Hills. I have been on city council now for 3 years, and I will have one more year to serve this term, and then I will be able to run again and serve another 4 years if I would like to do that, and if the residents of Los Altos Hills would like to have me. Um, Diversity is a very interesting question that you bring up because um, diversity can include such things as age, as sex, as um, interest, as nationality. And I think that Los Altos Hills represents all of those things, particularly now. And it's getting more and more diverse. If we didn't have diversity in this country, we would all be Native Americans. And so actually, everybody who's in this country who's not Native American is representing some level of diversity. In my situation on Los Altos Hills Council, I am unusual because I'm the only woman who's on the council. My parents were both from Norway, so I am not a Native American. My grandparents were from Norway, so I am diverse as well as most of the people who are both in our town and I think most of the people in our country. Um, we like to think of the United States as being um, white or European, except this from European heritage, but this is changing dramatically, and this is especially so in Los Altos Hills. We have a very large Asian population. This includes people from India. It includes people from all parts of the Middle East, the Far East, many islands, as well as South America, um, Central America, Mexico, Canada. I think that Los Altos Hills really represents an extremely varied population. Now, going on to the next question, how does diversity impact the future growth of America? I think that the more diverse the population, the more ideas you get and the more sharing there is, because people are bringing ideas from their own backgrounds, and we all have different ways to interpret the things that we all experience, both through education and through our daily lives. And all of those differences can come together the way we are talking with each other. And I think particularly in Silicon Valley and especially in Los Altos Hills, we see how all of these differences come together to bring exciting new ideas both to the marketplace and also to our daily lives. The next question, what have I done to specifically encourage or discourage diversity? I hope I'm not discouraging it. I hope I am encouraging it because in Los Altos Hills, we have so many different people in our represented in our residence, and the biggest challenge is finding ways that we can all get along. We all have different expectations on what we want in our homes, in our properties, in the landscaping that we have, in the designs that we have in our homes, how we live. And the challenge is just making sure that we can all live together in the most sharing way possible, that we can benefit from each other's differences of ideas and different backgrounds. And I think that this comes together in our restaurants, in our schools, and in our neighborhoods when neighborhoods are getting together. We're trying to encourage more and more neighborhood networking, both for our security, but also to help people just live together and explore and enjoy the different backgrounds that we all have. Most of the people in our town have come from somewhere else, and that somewhere else might be as close as another town in the Bay Area, or it may be as far away as a country on the other side of the globe. Um, how is our economic climate affected by the diversity? Well, I think that in Los Altos or in the Silicon Valley area, um, our economy has been dramatically um, turned on by this diversity because we're getting ideas both of the needs and of the solutions that can be applied uh, to those needs. Uh, if we are only living in a very small cocoon, we don't realize the needs that societies may have in other parts of the globe or in other job or social situations. But by bringing together people who are from all of these different backgrounds, we can uh, first of all, identify what the problems are and then bring this enormous brain power together to find solutions to these problems. How do I think diversity is impacting Silicon Valley and the success with the technology? Well, Silicon Valley has certainly attracted the, some of the best and the brightest minds of people around the world. And I don't mean necessarily that we are bringing those people to Silicon Valley, but we're opening up the communication so that people can communicate around the world and share not only problems but also solutions. I happen to like and visit Africa a great deal, and Africa has been dramatically impacted by a lot of the new technologies. But I have been reading in the paper how every country in the world is touched by changes that have been initiated in Silicon Valley. Aren't we lucky that we live here? So that you can look forward to being a part of those solutions too. Can diversity be a problem? Oh, yes. It certainly is a problem sometimes with next door neighbors when they have different ways of living and different expectations. But hopefully, it's a problem that it can expand our minds and open our minds so that we can find solutions to problems that we never identified as being problems before. When everybody is together, they assume a certain set of values. And the society, I think, is formed it can be formed around a rather rigid structure. But with more diversity among the population, it's quite exciting to find that what may be normal for you is a real problem for your next door neighbor, and that you can work together to find solutions so that we can all live in this area together. And I don't mean just in Los Altos Hills, but I mean in the Bay Area and in California. We've got a lovely area that we're living in, and so far I think that we have the opportunities and the resources that we can find solutions to the problems that we have. And let's see, do I have a one-line awesome conclusion? I think diversity is probably one of the most dramatic and successful stimulations for the challenges and the innovations that are coming out of the area that we live in. I know that diversity sometimes can be frustrating, but I think that if we can work through those personal frustrations, we are all going to have a much richer life as we find the solutions to those problems.